This is exclusive updates. And so there was a story that came out back in 2018 where Beyonce was being accused of extreme witchcraft against one of her band members. So she had this drummer that went by the name of Kimberly Thompson that was Beyonce's drummer for about 7 years. And she was accusing Beyonce of witchcraft and spiritual attacks against her and all types of strange things. So we're going to get into some information. The reason I'm bringing this up again is because a lot of you probably don't recall this story. And so this sparked my interest when I did a report yesterday about Diddy, where he was just recently accused of sending out emails requesting a human sacrifice. So we're seeing that there is evidence of these things going on in the music industry with these weird artists that are looking like they're into these occult things. So with Beyonce being accused of witchcraft, I mean, I always thought that was strange. She used to wear that hat, like not the Cowboy Carter hat. I'm talking about there was a like a witch hat. Oh, it was much more witchy than the one she's wearing now. So she used to always wear a hat like that. And so a lot of people said that's a witch's hat. And then with other artists like Ariana Grande, Katy Perry, Megan Fox, a lot of these artists are actually also accused of witchcraft and practicing dark magic. Some even have admitted it themselves, of the ones I just mentioned. And then you see the weird stuff that Lady Gaga does. And then you see Doja Cat. She did a huge transformation from being pretty much a normal looking girl to now looking like almost a demon at times. Like, is this all an act for a stage show, or are these people really practicing dark magic and it's changing them? So there's just too many of these celebrities out here that have already admitted that they practice witchcraft and stuff like that. So there's obviously something to it. And what's the chance of all of these artists practicing this stuff? It's like they said the fallen one, the one they call Lucifer, was actually part of the music community. So they're saying he practiced music up in heaven before he got kicked out. So some people are suspecting that that's why a lot of the music industry is being ran by demonic forces, because people are suspecting that the fallen one is actually still conducting music and involved in modern day music to this day. So maybe that has something to do with these artists being influenced to get into witchcraft as they sign their deals. It's like they're being coerced into getting involved in ritualistic magic and witchcraft and stuff like that. And so with Beyonce's ex-drummer, yeah, she accused Beyonce of spiritual attacks, and she even said her cat, her cat was unalived, and she accuses Beyonce of being behind that. So she was her drummer, like I said, for 7 years. First, she wanted a restraining order against Beyonce because she said she would just basically get home from work, well, not work, but from like being in the band and practice and stuff with drumming, doing all that. She would go home and then have a lot of spiritual attacks on her. So maybe she got into it with Beyonce. Maybe they didn't get along, and then stuff would just start going wrong in her life after that. She said there's just a whole bunch of things that would happen, and it just was beyond normal. So she was suspecting Beyonce did something to her, put a spill on her or something. And then when her cat was unalive, she thinks that had something to do with her. She was probably having nightmares and stuff like that. So she was very afraid of Beyonce. And with these accusations, I mean, so first she wanted a restraining order, and then she was going to do a civil lawsuit. But then they both got dropped and dismissed when apparently neither of them showed up to the court date. So there was a court date that was set for the restraining order in the civil case, and neither Beyonce nor the singer showed up. So that almost makes me suspect that maybe they settled out of court. Maybe Beyonce, threw her that bag that she was looking for, got her some money, and, they both agreed not to pursue this anymore so that there would be no record in the public domain about these accusations so it was quieted before it even began. And, when we saw the accusations against Jay-Z, we see that, he seems to be a very powerful person in the music industry. He has a lot of ranking, and his case was dropped. So Beyonce has ranking too, and a lot of people forgot about this story because, it was several years ago, but it's a very strong accusation to be accused of witchcraft like that, and for it to be stopped before it even went to court on top of that. So these stories and accusations could be real. I mean, like I said, there's several of these artists that I mentioned in the beginning of this video that has actually admitted to practicing these things. So it's not too surprising to consider that there could be something to this accusation with Beyonce apparently being accused of witchcraft by her artists. And so I just wanted to bring up this story again, just so that we can document it, and I can add this to my celebrity playlist, where we see that there's a lot of strange things going on in the music industry. And I'm going to leave a link to my celebrity playlist so you can check that out if you get a chance, with more stories similar to this that we're documenting and putting in this playlist. So we have all the proof that we need that there's something going on with these music artists, possibly selling their souls and possibly agreeing to perform sacrifices and rituals and things like that to maintain their spot into that secret club of being a music artist. It's a rare opportunity. A lot of people have talent but never make it anywhere, but then sometimes an artist just makes it and it looks kind of suspicious sometimes. I know there was an old story about this, one of the first music artists to take a deal. They're saying it was this blues guy or something. He didn't know how to play the guitar. They're saying he went out to the crossroads one night in the middle of a cornfield, and a character showed up, and when he came back into town, he was all of a sudden very good at playing the guitar, when before he was horrible. All the town people said he was horrible. I forget his name. This is an actual story, and if I think I might have done a story on him before, so go back in my playlist and see if there's a video related to that, because there was this artist, and he has some music out there still to this day that you can find on YouTube, and they're saying this artist was horrible at first, but then he got very, very good, extremely good, and everybody just couldn't believe all of a sudden he could play the guitar like that. And the story is that he went out and made a deal. It's one of the first stories of this kind where we're hearing of an artist going ahead and making a deal. And I believe he also was unalived at an untimely demise. I forget his whole story, but yeah, it was a very strange story. So stuff like this is going on. People are alleging to these dark forces in order to get on in the music industry and have a career doing music and being a celebrity. And so we got to watch out about what we're listening to and understand that some of these artists are actually, probably possessed, perhaps. And maybe that's why some of these artists are practicing witchcraft, is they have this deal where they could have an entity come into them, and that could be the entity practicing this dark magic and living inside the celebrity, sharing the body, kind of like how Venom, with Venom, if you're familiar with that movie, where he has something living in him, and it's another entity sharing his body. So with these celebrities, there could be something similar going on, and that's the entity that could be practicing the witchcraft, because yeah. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about what you think about this story. I just wanted to document it. And so also I'm going to leave links, like I said, if you want to catch up on some of my other videos. I'm also going to leave links to my other channels and my social media and stuff like that. Let's get about 100 likes on this video, if you don't mind. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, just please donate as little as $1 to help keep this channel online by becoming a YouTube member or a monthly Patreon. So thanks for tuning in. This has been Exclusive Update, signing off.